Your Class 26 results, your limousine bull show in first place went to entry number 111, BSLC Higher Outcast 650M, exhibited by Bailey Oftenberg of Burfordville, Missouri. First call, Class 14 Gelbvieh. First call, Class 14 Gelbvieh. Second call, Class 14 Gelbvieh. Second call, Class 14 Gelbviehs. Please make your way to the makeup arena. This is your first call, Class 17, 19, 20, and 22 balancers. First call, Class 17, 19, 20, and 22 balancers. This time, we'd like to introduce your judge for your 2025 North American Gelbvieh Balancer Open Show. We'd like to introduce Mr. Doug Saintree from Montague, Texas. Doug raises registered Angus, Sim Angus, and is also a commercial cattleman that has a small cow-calf operation. He has been raising registered cattle for over 50 years and has judged shows on the national, state, and local levels, including the North American, Denver, Kansas City, Fort Worth, Houston, and many junior national shows, including the Angus, Hereford, Shorthorn, Chianina, Maine and Jew, Limousine, Gelbvieh, and Cellier shows. He has also judged shows in Central and South America, as well as Canada. He has many achievements showing cattle on a national level, which have yielded 4 Angus Show Bulls of the Year and also 5 Key Angus Show Bulls of the Year. His greatest achievement or blessing is becoming a first-time grandfather just 2 weeks ago with a grandson. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our judge today, Mr. Doug Saintree.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly an honor and pleasure to be back here on the green shavings here in Louisville to sort through a cattle show here. Always enjoy coming to Freedom Hall and give my opinion. And we got a really nice heifer here to start off our Gelbvieh show here. This is our purebred division here we'll be doing first. Again, this is a February heifer calf. Tremendous amount of growth to her, but again, she's ultra feminine up front. Transitions very nicely from end to end. Long hip, long muscled female. Has got a nice tail head set to her. A female that possesses that maternal quality, but yet has that extra added eye appeal and softness to her that really gives her that nice maternal prospect look that you'll want to see further on down the road from a replacement value standpoint. She ranks pretty high with me out here right now for just a single entry in this class. Then you ask her when she was on the move. I mean, she's very flexible on her hock and her knee, sets down nice and comfortable on her feet. We'll see her out here for the overall. She'll be a class and a division winner here, and give this gentleman a round of applause if you would, please.
Third and final call, Class 14 Gelbvieh. Third and final call, Class 14 Gelbvieh. This is your second call, Class 17, 19, 20, and 22 balancers. Second call, Class 17, 19, 20, and 22 balancers.
Second class purebred Gelbviehs here, and a November heifer out here in front of us, and one from her center part or dimension of her body and the way she's made. I really love the depth of rib in relation to the frame that she has. Long hip, long muscled female. Female maybe doesn't quite transition as nicely from end to end. She doesn't want to get off that shoulder into that forerib quite as nicely as particularly the heifer that we preceded her in the class ahead. But again, a good kind of heifer, structurally sound, takes a nice long stride. For her to change her just a little bit, I like to neaten her up in her underline just ever so slightly.
Congratulations, your champion Division 5 limousine bull goes to entry number 109, Old 24 Manhattan, exhibited by Cogan Schilling of Goodland, Kansas. Your reserve champion goes to entry number 111, BSLC Higher Outcast 650M, exhibited by Bailey Oftenberg of Bufordville, Missouri. Congratulations, your grand champion bull goes to entry number 109, Old 24 Manhattan, exhibited by Cogan Schilling of Goodland, Kansas. Your reserve champion limousine bull goes to entry number 103, KESE Keno 5N, exhibited by Kessler Collins of Flanagan, Illinois.
September heifer out here in front of us in our Gelbvieh side. Again, another female that comes to us with this extreme amount of maternal dimension to her, where I really like the way this heifer excels in just the way she's made up. When you get behind her out of the top of her shoulder and the way she transitions into that upper forerib with that extra spring of rib that she has. Nice turn to her top. Really wide from loin edge to loin edge. Extremely long hipped and long muscle. Really nice tail head setting in her. Wide enough in her pin setting. I would like to raise them up just ever so slightly, but again, a good kind of female made very, very nicely in that upper 1/3. You get in the center part of her body and on either end, again, she transitions very, very nicely, hooks together very, very well. Really nice sweep to her underline, just very maternal in her overall look and makeup. Again, she gets around the ring. She's got nice flex in her knee, nice set to her hock, cushioned in her pasterns and sets comfortable on the ground. Really nice September heifer. We'll see her out here in division in a second.
This is your third and final call, Class 17, 19, 20, and 22 balancers. Third and final call, Class 17, 19, 20, and 22 balancers. Please make your way into the makeup arena.
Senior heifer calf division on our Gelbvieh side over here. We got a November and a September candidates out here competing for the division champion. Just the two of them in here, so we'll do a champion reserve here. But again, November heifer, really a deep-sided, well-made female. I like her outline, the way she's made and the balance that she has. She's some differences. You compare her to the heifer we had in the first class and the one right behind her. You like to neaten her up in her neckline just ever so slightly, neaten her up in her underline. But again, a high-quality female nonetheless. Heifer that wins a September class, tremendous amount of length of side in this female. I really love that spring of rib she has in that upper forerib, and then also in through that center part of her body. Just really nice circumference of rib, but you get on either side of that. She's nice and feminine up front. Not the most extension we've ever seen in a female that's been in the ring so far, and we haven't had that many, but again, she's long enough fronted. Again, really nice sweep to her underline, tremendous length of hip in this female, length of muscle, and really love the way she gets around on the ground. Tremendous size size and the foot shape in this female. Really nice. September will be our champion. November will be reserve.
Results from class number 1 of your Gelbvieh Heifer Show. In first place goes to entry number 1, JNCC 513N Nadia 513N, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. Your class 3 results: in first place goes to entry number 2, LHC 4132M, exhibited by Locust Hill Farms of Yanceyville, North Carolina. Class 4 results: in first place goes to entry number 3, Madonna CTG 4474M, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. Congratulations to your senior Gelbvieh Heifer Calf champion. It goes to entry number 3, Madonna CTJ 4474N, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. Your reserve champion goes to entry number 2, 4132M, exhibited by Locust Hill Farms of Yanceyville, North Carolina.
Another single entry in our Gelbvieh show over here, and this is the summer yearling female in August out here in front of us. She's the only one in this division along with in her class, but again, a female that brings to us tremendous amount of length aside, and with that added length that she has, she's strong in her top on the stance and then also on the move. She carries herself very, very well in that regards. Takes a nice long stride. I'd like to change just the way she's shaped in that, just give her a little more circumference of foot, but again, she's big enough in her foot and overall length as you look and evaluate her. Female that's got just a tremendous amount of maternal quality to her. Looks like she'll set a nice udder once she gets into production. She's a class winner and a division winner, and if you give that young lady a round of encouragement, please. Another single entry in our Gelbvieh show in our purebred division here. And again, this is a March junior yearling as we get into this junior yearling division. Again, now if you're looking for just a very complete female, a female that is really strong from the maternal traits that I like to look for in the femininity up front and the big circumference and big rib in the middle, and then you got some product back behind, but also being feminine in her overall structure and the way she's made. Again, this female fits a lot of bill right here. Again, she gets out and moves. Maybe that's where you just like to change her just ever so slightly off those hind two. But again, this female, the way her body is built and the way she's built wide up high and down low, just really a tremendous individual for the young man.
Your Class 6 results from your intermediate Gelbvieh Heifer division. Your class winner and also your champion goes to entry number 4, CCDE Mindy 122M, exhibited by Callie Durasset of Sulphur, Kentucky. Your Class 8 results: in first place goes to entry number 7, Butler's Miss Marna 534M, exhibited by Jet Baker of Stewart, Oklahoma.
February junior yearling here in our Gelbvieh show. And again, a little more added power here, but along with that, you keep all that maternal strength and femininity and eye appeal that you like to see, or that I like to see anyway. And then she gets on the move, and that's where you really have to like her and appreciate her. She got a nice angle to her shoulder, set back in her knee like I like to have her, sits down true and square and flat on those front feet, carries ahead with that hind leg to fill that hole when that front foot leaves. Very nice in her overall makeup and design from a skeletal standpoint. From a structure standpoint, she's very good. And then you get up above that, just a tremendous amount of body shape, dimension, and design. A lot of power, but yet still staying feminine. Selection of our junior champion in our purebred Gelbvieh division here in our open Gelbvieh show. Again, two candidates out here that are very, very nice. They're similar in a lot of ways, but again, there you have contrasting values as you start to compare each one of them. The heifer that wins the first class of March, again, tremendous amount of length of side, and I like her the way she's made in her front third, and I like the way she's made in her center third, and I like the way she's made in that rear 1/3 from her hooks on back. Again, transitions very, very nicely. A nice sweep to her underline. I sure like the way she handles herself in that regard. She gets on move, as we stated in class, and out here again, just like to tweak on that hock set just a little bit more, just really to make that hind leg drive down the way I like to see it, but yet still stay flexible. Then we come to the February heifer here that wins the second class. Again, talk about power and dimension and overall mass. She has that, but yet still stays with that feminine, ultra sharp look to her, and really a nice up-headed female. I like the way the neck comes out of the top of the shoulder on this one. Again, she's got that tremendous length of top and strength of top. Again, opens up into a tremendous center body dimension, and then she's wide from her hooks to her pins and level in her rump structure. Again, a female, as she moves around the ring, moves relatively well for the most part. Again, just something we'll have to watch further on down the road. She managed this heifer and she gets heavier with calf. She doesn't start to walk outside of herself off those hind two, but again, a good kind of female. She will be our champion junior yearling. The marshal will be reserved. And give these gentlemen a round of applause, if you would, please.
Attention in the barns, this is your third and final call, Class 5 and 6, red poles. Third and final call, Class 5 and 6, red poles. This is your first call, Class 9, 10, and 11, red poles. First call, Class 9, 10, and 11.
Again, another single entry here in our last class in our purebred show of females here. It's our senior division here, and again, the single entry in class, and then also in division here. But again, when you look at production of what you want your first calf efforts, and this is a 2-year. She was 2 in September. She has an August heifer calf at sides, so we upped her production just a little bit, and that certainly is going to keep her longevity in that herd for a long time. And you can see that's a productive female right there. Again, a lot of good things about her. I like her balance. I like her eye appeal. I like the way she's made in her front third, and then the way she transitions to the center portion of her body. Nice, long enough hip, not the longest hip one we've seen out here, but again, you got a nice tail head setting to her. Again, nice udders, it's up high, and suspensory tendons are all working the way I like to see them. You know, I'm an Angus breeder, so, you know, we're judging udders here. You know, you'd like to see those teeth just hang down just a little straighter and squarer, but again, there's good spacing there, and there's pretty good balance in that udder, so she's going to be around for a while, and a good kind of female. Transitions that into her calf, and you can see a lot of that mother into that heifer calf. Just a good kind of female, very productive, certainly going to have a good long life. That will be a class and a division winner, so if you give that pair a round of applause, I appreciate it. Over on our Gelbvieh side, this is our cow-calf division here, and we have so far as dates on paper go, we have an aged cow here, and she was born in 2018, so you can do the math. But what's more impressive about her is just the way she handles herself and the way she still has that youthful look to her that I like to see in these cows that get to be in the prime of their life out here. And again, you start at the ground and you got a really good foot on this one, and that bone and that circumference of bone that she has and the substance of bone that she has certainly matches that big build that she has up above that. And this is just really a nice, powerfully designed cow, and a cow that's got a really nice feminine front to her and hooks together. And I like the way that neck comes out of the top of her shoulder, and that shoulder hooks into that forerib, and just she's got that explosive center portion to her body. Long hip, long spine female. That tail head sets up there a little bit, but again, it depends on what your management practices are in regards to that. Personally, out here in the show ring, I'd like to move it down and back just a little bit, but again, it depends on how she's been handled in previous times before that, because I know if you're flushing, sometimes that's a side effect of what you happen to get. But then for an aged cow like that, you look at that udder and that udder structure on her, balanced, high, tight, wide, just really, really nicely designed. Then she has a heifer calf back behind, born in late July, and again, one that certainly possesses that look and that eye appeal that you like to see. You can see some of her mother into her, and again, one that's certainly going to be a power individual once she gets on further down the road. Calf that's put together very, very nicely. A really nice age cow-calf pair. They'll be your champion cow-calf. We'll see them in the lineup here in a little bit and give them a round of applause, please.
This is your final call, Class 9, 10, and 11 red poles. Third and final call, Class 9, 10, and 11 red poles. This is your first call, Class 14 and 15 red poles. First call, Class 14 and 15 red poles. First call, Class 23, 25, and 27 balancer. First call, Class 23, 25, and 27 balancers. This time, we'd also like to introduce your judge for your red pole show, Mr. Tyler Marker. Tyler is a fourth-generation cattleman and co-owner of Diamond View Farms in Albion, Indiana, where his family is dedicated to raising, showing, and selling quality cattle. Their program has produced multiple grand champions, including being three-time Indiana State Fair grand champion winner since 2023. Tyler is a graduate of Purdue University, where he earned dual degrees in Ag Economics and Ag Business Management. He then earned his master's in business from the Kelley School of Business at IU Bloomington. While a member of Purdue's judging team, he was recognized with High Overall Individual and High Reasons Individual at the Fort Worth Stock Show. Our judge, Tyler Marker, has had the privilege to judge shows at all levels and major species across the country, spanning from New York to Alaska. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our judge today, Mr. Tyler Marker.
Over on our Gelbvieh side here, this is a selection of our grand champion purebred female here. And this is just about all the heifer show that we had out here today. So with that, it's a nice lineup of heifers, and I'm really pleased with the way these cattle all assemble themselves from the youngest to the oldest down here in regards to age and dimension and progression and age that they have all come to us really fresh and very, very sound and functional. And again, that's where I think a couple of the things that this breed really does excel in. I've done a little work in this breed, and they're good cattle, and they've got a lot of merit to it from the maternal side and then also from the feedlot side. They're very, very good in that regard too. But again, and back to our group of females here, it comes down to two females for me out here. They will, I'll pick one, then I'll pick the other. But again, they're just sound, functional cattle that have the eye appeal that I like to see, but look like they have the longevity that I want as you get them further on down the road or further into production. So with that said, if you would please give our exhibitors in our purebred show a round of applause for an excellent set of females.
First call, all red pole bulls, please make your way to the makeup arena. First call, all red pole bulls, please make your way to the makeup arena. Results from your junior Gelbvieh heifer show. In first place from class number 8 goes to entry number 7, Butler's Miss Marna, 534M, exhibited by Jen Baker of Stewart, Oklahoma. Your Class 9 winner goes to entry number 8, Clara Allen, 415M, exhibited by Corbin Lowe of Winfield, Kansas. Congratulations to your junior Gelbvieh heifer champion goes to entry number 8, Clara Allen, 415M, exhibited by Corbin Lowe of Winfield, Kansas. Reserve champion goes to entry number 7, Butler's Miss Marna, 534M, exhibited by Jet Baker of Stewart, Oklahoma. Your Class 11 winner and also champion senior Gelbvieh heifer goes to entry number 44, Butler's Miss Lou, 13L1, exhibited by Jen Baker of Stewart, Oklahoma. Your Class 14 winner and also grand champion Gelbvieh cow-calf pair goes to entry number 45, and also your supreme champion Gelbvieh female, Miss Honeysuckle, 285 F37, exhibited by Locust Hill Farms of Yanceyville, North Carolina. Congratulations, your reserve Supreme Gelbvieh female goes to entry number 8, Clara Allen, 415M, exhibited by Corbin Lowe of Winfield, Kansas. Your grand champion Gelbvieh heifer was also entry number 8, Clara Allen, 415M, exhibited by Corbin Lowe of Winfield, Kansas. And your reserve grand champion Gelbvieh heifer went to entry number 1, Nadia, 513N, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. This is your second call, class 23, 25, and 27 balancers. Second call, class 23, 25, and 27 balancers. Results from your North American National Red Bull Show. Your Class 1 winner is exhibited by Luke Jones. Luke showed Red Oak LJ Alessandra. Your Class 2 results in first place, entry number 10, JFTG Serena J504, exhibited by Howard Young. Second place went to entry number 11, JFTG Jennings, exhibited by Malcolm Ray. Third place went to entry number 9, Dolls B Caroline D251, exhibited by Dolls Red Poles. Congratulations, your calf champion went to entry number 10, exhibited by Howard Young. Your reserve calf champion went to entry number 1, exhibited by Luke Jones. Your Class 5 results in first place went to entry number 12, AK's Ray Polly Y409, exhibited by Adam Miller. Second place went to entry number 13, Egyptian Pauline 412, exhibited by Glenn Hamilton and Malcolm Ray. Your Class 6 results in first place, entry number 16, Cook Scarlet D45, exhibited by Emily Cook. Second place went to entry number 14, SBF Jolene, exhibited by Silas Rains. Third place went to entry number 15, SFB Joanne, exhibited by Silas Rains. This is your third and final call, class 23, 25, and 27 balancers. Third and final call, class 23, 25, and 27 balancers. Congratulations, your senior calf champion and your Red Pole show goes to entry number 12, AK's Ray Polly Y409, exhibited by Adam Miller. Your reserve senior calf champion goes to entry number 16, Cook Scarlet D45, exhibited by Emily Cook. Your Class 9 results of your Red Pole show. In first place goes to entry number 17, JFF Sadie J410, exhibited by Andre McNamara. Now entering the ring is class number 10 of your Red Poles. Results of class number 10 of your Red Pole show. In first place goes entry number 18, BG57, exhibited by Cooper McCall. Second place goes to entry number 19, Young's Chief Abbey Y401, exhibited by Madison Young.
Over on our Gelbvieh side here, starting off our balancer show here. We have March heifer calf here, and just one just a tremendously presented female, and a female that you really the exhibitor makes you look at this one here. And I like the way the neck comes out of the top of her shoulder and her long, straight, strong spine she has sitting in her top line. Again, a female. It's got a nice rump structure to her, got a nice high wide pin set. It's got that length of muscle that I like to see. Nice sweep to her underline when you get in that lower part of her, center part of her body. Again, as she moves around the ring, she has that flexibility and that confidence on her feet. She hits the surface. Just really a good kind of female that certainly we'll see out here in a little bit and how she compares to the next lineup here at the end.
Your Class 17 results in first place, and also your Spring Balancer Heifer Calf Champion goes to entry number 13, GHGF Kissed After Midnight, and 510, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska.
Oh, I bet. Over on our Gelbvieh side here, on the second class of balancers here, February heifer out here in front of us, and a moderate framed one. But again, she's put together and she's very complete in her overall makeup and design. Love the outline of this one. I like the way she transitions from end to end. Maybe if I were to change her just a little bit, raise her up in her front end as she tends to want to run downhill. Also push that tail head down on her just ever so slightly. But again, big-bodied female's got some dimension back behind, just a good kind and confident at the ground.
Final call, Red Pole Bulls. Final call, Red Pole Bulls. Please make your way to the makeup arena. Your Class 11 results in first place goes to entry number 20. Carson Broadcaster Martha, C401, is exhibited by Robert Carson. Congratulations, your junior champion goes to entry number 18, BG57, exhibited by Cooper McCall. Your reserve junior champion goes to entry number 17, JFF Sadie, J410, exhibited by Audrey McNamara.
Over on our balancer side here, January heifer out here, and this is one that kind of ties the first and two classes together here. Just really a nicely optimal sized one. I like to see the way her frame size is, and in relation to her depth of rib, she matches very, very nicely in that regard. Elegant in her upfrontedness that she has. Again, really a nice placement of that neck coming out of the top of her shoulder. Nice and long and straight and strong in her spine work. Again, long muscled female. Female gets around the ring and she matches her stride fairly close. I just wish she'd just loosen up on that left hind one just a little bit. But again, a female that's got that design and that power and that shape and that width up high and down low. Just really a nicely presented individual.
Your Class 20 results of your junior balancer heifer calves. In first place goes to entry number 19, Hellcat Melania N507, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska. Your Class 14 results of your Red Pole show. In first place goes to entry number 21, Young's NRN Y310, exhibited by Mackenzie Young.
Over on our Gelbvieh side here, this is a second calf division here. That first heifer was a March. She was in the division by herself. She was a Class N division. We got a February and a January out here competing for this division here. And February heifer again. I really like the way this heifer is made, just from an outline standpoint. And as a commercial guy, she's got a lot of good things I like to see in one: moderate framed and it's big centered and just got some product to her. Again, with that said, though, as we look at her from this angle of this part of the show ring here, again, I just like to lift her up just a little bit, especially in that front 1/3 when you compare her to that January heifer back behind. But really a good kind of female that gets around very, very comfortable on the ground. January heifer, again, as I stated when she came into class, again, she's the combination of the heifers that we've seen so far out here. And again, just as you look at her from a maternal standpoint, from a femininity standpoint, from a balance standpoint, from an eye appeal, and then also you get in front of her and behind her. When you stand on the side, and I wondered, has this heifer got enough width from shoulder point to shoulder point across and get that internal dimension? She does. She's got way more than I thought she would, and then you get behind and you start to study her that regard. Again, she's pretty true all the way through, and again, just one that puts together a lot of good things for me out here, and just that length of side and length of hip and length of muscle, just all things match together fairly well. Again, I like to loosen her on that left hind foot just a notch more, but again, she's pretty darn close, and she's going to be our champion in this division. February will be the reserve. Give these exhibitors a round of applause, please. Young lady, thank you. Congratulations.
Your Class 15 results of your Red Bull show. In first place goes to entry number 22, and also your senior champion, JFF Dottie, J312, exhibited by Andrea Weaver. Your reserve senior champion goes to entry number 21, Young's NRN Y310, exhibited by Mackenzie Young. Now entering the Red Bull ring is a selection of your Grand and Reserve Grand Champion female. Your Class 19 results of your Junior Balancer Heifers. In first place goes to entry number 18, JNCC Naomi 514N, exhibited by Bo Noak Schladig of Missouri. Your Class 20 results. In first place goes to entry number 19, Hellcat Melania N507, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska. Congratulations to your champion and junior balancer heifer calf. Goes to entry number 19, Hellcat Melania N507, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska. Your reserve champion goes to entry number 18, JNCC Naomi 514N, exhibited by Bo Noak Schladig of Missouri.
Over on our balancer side here, an interesting class. These are December senior heifer calves, young ones for that part of the year. But again, we got 3 heifers out here, and what I'd really like to do is take them all apart and assemble me one back together, and then I think I could get a really, really nice one. But again, for the most part, the least amount of things that I have to worry about further on down the road are really what the type and kind that I like to see is the heifer I'm going to lead off the class with that the young lady has. From the edge of her shoulder on back, she's exactly what I want in that regard, and that's really how she's going to win this class because she's more complete in that regards. Big and bold sprung and big top female, and it fits together very, very nicely. Nice rump structure, nice tail head setting, nice length of muscle. Female that's got that depth of rib in relation to her frame size. Again, you get her in motion. She's good enough and angled enough on her shoulder. You like to change the way she moves off that hind leg just a little bit, but you compare her to the next pair of heifers here, and she's a little more correct in that regards. Again, needless to say, you were to change her, I'd like to change her front out with either one of these 2 that are behind her. But again, she's got the least faults of the most correct things that I'm looking for. Heifer that comes in second here, this is a good kind of female. And I think she's got some promise to her on down the road. Not as far along from a development standpoint as we have in our class winner, but a good kind of female. It's got the balance that I like to see. Structured right out of the top of her shoulder back to her tail head. Certainly fits together in the parts and pieces that I look for. You get below that, and she gets a little tighter off that forearm into that lower heart. Again, she gets a little closed in back there in that rear flank. Again, doesn't want to handle herself off those hind 2 legs as nicely as I'd like to see her. But again, a female that certainly I wouldn't turn her out or you wouldn't get rid of her. I think she's got a lot of promise to her. Then the heifer to close out her class has got that extension that I like to see and that nice neatness in that front 1/3. But again, that's where she gets different. She get behind that. Just a heifer that's not quite as far along. But again, from a show ring standpoint, just doesn't have that explosive look to her. She gets a little flatter into her rib and her rear end and hind muscle shape. We're on our balancer side. A nice group of fall heifer calves here, mostly 3 Septembers and 1 October out here. And again, good kinds of females that certainly that show that maternal strength that I look for when I want to look at replacement females for even for my own herd. Heifer that comes to us that wins the class does so with that fortitude that I like to see, and it's got some body build and shape, muscle shape and design, but yet also stays in a feminine package. Again, there isn't anything real fancy about her or anything that she doesn't have a whole lot of wow factor to her, but she's good. She's a solid kind of female, balanced very, very nicely. And the bigger thing out here when you compare to the rest of them, she's probably the most correct one off of both her front legs and feet and her rear legs and feet. Heifer that comes in second more closely represents her from a body type and kind, and then you get below that, that's where she gets a little different, but you get up above that, again, she's feminine up front and feminine back behind, has that tremendous amount of length of side and the body depth and circumference of rib that I like to see. She moves around the ring, and that's where she gets a little more upright in through her pasterns, a little more rigid in through her hock, and I just like to loosen her up in that regard, but that's still a good kind of female, good made kind of female. The red heifer that comes next, from her hooks forward, that's where I really like this female, and I like the way she's designed in that front 2/3. You get in that rear 1/3, she gets a little flatter back behind, gets a little closed in underneath when you compare, especially the heifer that wins the class, but certainly from a design standpoint, she certainly excels in that regard. Then heifer to close out her class. She's a little plainer in overall makeup and design. Again, you got that body length, and that body length is what weighs, and that's what pays. But again, a good kind of female, but again, you just like to sharpen her up in her points on both ends.
This is your first call, Class 28, 30, and 33 balancers. First call, Class 28, 30, and 33 balancers. Congratulations, your grand champion red pole female goes to entry number 12, AK's Ray Polly Y409, exhibited by Adam Miller. Your reserve grand champion red pole female goes to entry number 16, Cook Scarlet D45, exhibited by Emily Cook. Your Class 22 results of your balancer heifers in first place goes to entry number 20, DNF Marcy, exhibited by Nidley Metz of Seneca, South Carolina. Second place goes to entry number 21, Journey's First Lady M121, exhibited by Thompson Phelps of Arkansas. Third place goes to entry number 43, LHC Sweet Caroline, exhibited by Molly Anderson of North Carolina. Your Class 23 results of your senior balancer heifers in first place goes to entry number 24, Maribel 456M, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. Second place goes to entry number 22, TCC Pride 1219M, exhibited by Henry Dugan of Georgia. In third place, entry number 25, Butler's Miss Maisie M28, exhibited by Alexandria Robb of Markle, Indiana. Fourth place, entry number 26, exhibited by Davy Lynn Thompson of Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Over on our balancer side here, a division out here in front of us. These are senior heifer calves. Young ladies December heifer that wins that first class. Again, big-bodied and bold sprung, and as I said, from her shoulder back, that's where I really, that heifer is made the way I like to see a December heifer made. Good at the ground for the most part, but again, a female that has that width up high and down low, carries herself well in that regards. Again, in the front 1/3, that's where she just gets a little different as opposed to even the other 3 candidates out here. But again, a female that's long enough, I just like to neaten her up, and she gets just a little plainer for me out here in the lineup here. Heifer, the September heifer that wins the second class here, again, from a maternal standpoint, from a replacement female standpoint, this is one that just checks a lot of boxes for me. Feminine, maternal, sound, but yet still has that eye appeal and look about her. Again, not a lot of wow factor to this one, but just a lot of good to this one. She's good at the ground. She's good up high. She's good in her top line. She'll be your champion in this division. The December will be your reserve. Give these exhibitors a round of applause, if you would, please. Congratulations. Nice job. Young lady, congratulations.
This is your second call, Class 28, 30, and 33 balancers. Second call, Class 28, 30, and 33. Congratulations, your senior balancer heifer calf champion. It goes to entry number 24, Mirabelle 456M, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. Your reserve champion, it goes to entry number 20, DNF Marcy, exhibited by Kinley Metz of Seneca, South Carolina. Attention in the barns, Gelbvieh and Balancer bull exhibitors. All bulls will be called at the same time. Once again, on Gelbvieh and Balancer bull exhibitors, all bulls will be called at the same time. This is your third and final call, Class 28, 30, and 33 balancers. Third and final call, Class 28, 30, and 33.
Over on our balancer side, again, a single entry in this class and also this division. These are summer heifers, or this is a summer heifer out here. Again, one that's made very, very nicely and very, very maternal and very feminine in that regards as you look at her. In her front 1/3 and then also back behind, she's got those maternal traits that I like to see for a heifer at this stage of the game. Nice body shape and nice body depth in her in the center part of her body. Not the whitest sprung one that we've had out here, but certainly more than adequate in that regards. But what impresses you is when she walks towards you and walks away from you, she has that base width that I like to see, but still stays very flexible in her joints.
Your Class 20 results of your Red Pole Bulls. In first place goes entry number 26, Cook's Troubadour D41, exhibited by Emily Cook. Your Class 21 results. In first place goes to entry number 27, JFFJ 419, exhibited by Howard Young. Congratulations, your intermediate champion of your Red Bull Bulls goes to entry number 27, JFFJ 419, exhibited by Howard Young. Your reserve intermediate champion goes to entry number 26, Cook's Troubadour D41, exhibited by Emily Cook. Attention in the barns. Don't forget, we have something special for you going on tonight at the Hitching Post in front of the West Wing. The Kentucky Headhunters are in concert starting at 8 p.m. this evening, delivering their bluesy vocals and some of the hottest guitar riffs in country music. The Headhunters have earned Grammy, CMA, and ACM awards for their distinct, eclectic Southern rock sounds, but tonight is a kind of a homecoming for this band from Edmonton, Kentucky. It's a special free performance you don't want to miss. The opening act began today at 4 o'clock.
Over on our balancer side here, we got a class of junior yearling heifers, 4 Marches and 1 April here. And really a nice class and good high quality replacements here for the most part. And again, I just like to look at good cattle, and we certainly have them in this class. Heifer that wins a class, though, does so, in my opinion out here, in the way I like to look at replacement females for what I want to have, she puts together a lot of good things. I mean, she's feminine up front. She's explosive in the center part of her body. She's long hipped, long rumped, level rumped, good tail head setting, long muscled, long strided female, flexible at the ground, and just balanced very, very nicely. Now she also looks like she's going to set a really nice udder. I like that udder structure that she has, even if the evidence that we got pretty immature right now. But again, just a good kind of female. Her big advantage over the heifer that comes in second is just the way she's tied together at the top of her shoulders and the way she transitions off of her shoulder into her forerib versus the second heifer. Second heifer is one massive individual here, and there's a lot of high performance. If you're looking for high performance, high growth females, this is probably the one to tie to here. But again, we don't have that continuity and that fluidity of transition here from end to end and top to bottom that we have in our first place heifer. But again, big-footed. I love the feet on this female here, big and they're round and a lot of circumference to them, lots of substance of bone. This heifer just gets a little piecey for me. She got your front third, and she's a long-fronted female. Doesn't transition as nicely off that shoulder into that forerib, or also in that center part of her body to her rear 1/3. Just the way she lays in from her hook to pin area, the way that tail head sits in there, just not quite as nicely designed as we have in our first place heifer. But again, power and mass and overall big foot and a lot of substance of bone. That's a good kind of female there you can certainly do a lot of work with. Then the heifer that comes next in line probably tones it down just a little bit, probably transitions nicer from end to end. But again, she's not as extended as the first two heifers in the class, not as long spine as the first two heifers in the class, but again, she's more than adequate in overall length of body. But again, one that's, once she gets in motion, just doesn't quite fit herself together for me out of her hooks down into her stifle, down into her rear hock with that fluid movement that I like to see. But again, a good kind of female. I love that center body that she has in her. Then the heifer that comes next in line, that's where we like to change her, is just in that center portion of her body. You get on either side of that, she's got some good things about her. But again, the female gets a little more tubular, a little more straight, and in that center part. And again, the movement on her, she's a little more upright in through her shoulder, a little stiffer in through that hock, not that flexibility I like to see. Then a little more conventional maid heifer closes out our class here, not the overall length or the overall width that we have, but a good kind of female if you're looking for something that's really moderate frame and really low input.
First call on Gelbvieh Bulls to the makeup arena. First call on Gelbvieh Bulls to the makeup arena. Results of Class 27 of your junior balancer heifers. In first place goes to entry number 34, Butler's Miss Margot 549M, exhibited by Kyra Moore of Fountain Run, Kentucky. Second place goes to entry number 33, Miss Mia 2428M, exhibited by Casey Brown of Dwight, Kansas. Third place, entry number 35, goes to Mindy 411M, exhibited by Thompson Phelps of Arkansas. Fourth place, entry number 32, exhibited by Clarabelle Bishop of Kentucky. Fifth place, entry number 30, exhibited by Tillman Durosset of Kentucky.
Over on our balancer side, again, another nice high-quality class in the trio of females that we have here. These are January and February's, and we're going to use one of the February heifers to win the class here. Again, this female just ties a lot of good things together. Again, from a maternal standpoint and also from a femininity standpoint, from her big advantage is a structure standpoint. Nice angle to her shoulder, her knees set back, her hock sets right for the age of this heifer right now, and she's carrying a calf. You can see that. She's got a nice sweep to her underline. Again, looks like she's going to set a nice udder to her. When you get up above that and that upper 1/3 of her body, neck comes out of her top of her shoulder reasonably well, not as sharp as some we've seen, but more than good enough. But again, I really love that 3/4 view this heifer gives you, and she walks away with you and towards you with some base width that I like to see. Heifer that comes in second. This is another really high quality individual here from her underline on up is where I like the way this female is put together. Ultra feminine up front, really nice into her neckline. Possibly has just a touch more neatness in through that lower 1/3 of her front end versus the first place heifer, but again, doesn't quite transition quite as nicely from end to end. I mean, she's still way good, and if that heifer wasn't there, we'd be bragging on this one. But again, you get behind this heifer and look down her top line, the way she comes out of the top of her shoulder all the way back to her tail head, fits together very, very nicely. Now you get below her underline, and that's where she just gets a little different for me. Her front leg sets into her the way I like to have it, but again, it's the way that hind leg sits down, and she's just really shallow in through that heel, and that's a determining factor for me to put her into that second place. But again, a good kind of female, certainly a lot of good high quality parts and pieces to use and further on down the line as a breeding piece. Then the heifer to close out our class. Again, one that gets just a little tighter in her overall structure, doesn't want to move off those front two, and that affects the way she moves off those hind two, or vice versa, either way you want to look at it. Again, I just like to loosen her up in her overall structure basis, but again, you want something with a lot of natural width up high and down low, certainly one to take a look at here.
Second call on Gelbvieh Bulls. Second call on Gelbvieh Bulls. Attention to the barns is your first call. All optimizer heifers and optimizer bulls, please make your way into the makeup arena. First call, all optimizer heifers and optimizer bulls, please report to the makeup arena.
On our balancer side over here, what a nice division here. 4 high-quality females out here in front of us. Some differences between them as we went through the classes here. 2 class winners straight in front of me and those respective seconds closest to the picket fence there. But again, high quality. I want to commend the breeders and owners and exhibitors for bringing out an excellent set of this division of balancer females. Female that wins the younger class here right in front of me. Again, this one just is very nicely designed. Again, she's got a nice show heifer look to her, but again, she's got a lot of things about her when you look at her from a femininity standpoint, and then also from a maternal standpoint, just one that puts the pieces together. You start at the ground, and you like the way she sits down on those front feet and the way the knee is set back into her, the angle to her shoulder, and then you get up above that, and she's got that strong, straight top line, nice tail head setting. She's got that length of muscle, which helps with that length of stride that she has. Just floats around the ring very, very free and easy. Again, a female that just puts the parts and pieces together. You get off on a 3D angle, you get off on a side view, you get in the front or the rear. Female's got some width up high and down low. So does the female that comes in right behind her that wins our second class here. Again, just you up the ante just a little bit more. This one here has got a tremendous amount of circumference of rib and width the base, and there's a lot of turn to that center part of her body. When you look off the turn of her belly to her navel, there's a lot of width there, evidencing a lot of internal dimension in this female that really puts together just a nice pose out here. And again, she too sits back in her knee the way I like to see it, sits down on that hock the way I like to see it, maybe just a notch more upright in through that rear pastern, but again, more than adequate and good, because you're comparing to really, really high quality females here. She gets out on the move, maybe just a nickel tighter in through her shoulder, but again, you get behind this female, again, she's just very impressive in regards to the way she's made and the way she transitions out of the top of her shoulder back to her pin setting. Again, just a high quality individual. Respective seconds, again, some differences as we work through the classes of what we talked about, but again, high quality females there. Champion Reserve will probably be our class winners, and I will show you them as I walk out here and pick her. But give these exhibitors a round of applause, if you would, please.
Third and final call, all Gelbvieh bulls. Third and final call, all Gelbvieh bulls to the makeup arena. This is your first call, balancer bulls. First call, all balancer bulls to the makeup arena. This is your second call. All optimizer heifers and optimizer bulls, please make your way to the makeup arena. Second call, all optimizer heifers and optimizer bulls. Back over your red and pole show, your champion and junior bull goes to entry number 29, JF Gunpowder and Lead, exhibited by Robert Carson. Your reserve junior champion bull goes to entry number 28, Dulls B Silver Sun, exhibited by Dulls Red Poles. Congratulations, your grand champion red pole bull goes to entry number 27, JFFJ 419, exhibited by Howard Young. Your reserve grand champion red pole bull goes to entry number 29, JF Gunpowder and Lead, exhibited by Robert Carson. Your champion pair of females goes to Silas Rains. Congratulations to your red pole premier breeder goes to Jackson Farms, and your red pole premier exhibitor goes to AK Cattle and Leo Young. Congratulations to our red pole exhibitors. This is your third and final call. All optimizer heifers and optimizer bulls, please make your way to the makeup arena. Third and final call. All optimizer heifers and optimizer bulls to the makeup arena.
Over on our balancer side, single entry here in a senior yearling female, and gosh, what a nice female to look at and also evaluate out here. Again, just one that's good at the ground, and you get up above that, and you like the skeletal design and the way she's made and her makeup all overall, like the way she carries herself in the top line, and you get in front of her and you get behind her and you watch her walk towards you and walk away from you, and again, just very nicely designed in that regards. You get behind her and you look down her top, and she fits together very nicely out of the top of her shoulder over rib cage and loin edge to loin edge. Tremendous amount of length of hip in this female. Not the whitest pin one we've seen out here today, but again, certainly more than adequate in that regards. Again, from an udder standpoint, looks like she's going to set a nice one in that regards. Again, just a female that just puts together a lot of parts and pieces. Again, a single entry out here. Well, she's a class and a division, so we'll see her out here after a little bit for a grand drive.
Results at class number 28 of your junior balancer heifers. In first place goes to entry number 36, Butler's Miss Moana, 207M2, exhibited by Alexandria Robb of Markle, Indiana. Second place goes to entry number 38, Material Girl, 601M, exhibited by Addison Prim of Jasper, Missouri. Third place goes to entry number 37, Butler's Miss Melania, 13M3, exhibited by Clarabelle Bishop of Cox Creek, Kentucky. Congratulations to your junior balancer heifer champion. It goes to entry number 34, Butler's Miss Marco, 549M1, exhibited by Kyra Moore of Fountain Run, Kentucky. Your reserve champion goes to entry number 36, Butler's Miss Moana, 207M2, exhibited by Alexandria Robb of Markle, Indiana. Your Class 30 results: in first place and also your champion at senior balancer heifer goes to entry number 41, T-Bar S Miss 1228L, exhibited by Lainey Sassler of Edmond, Oklahoma.
Over on our balancer side here, again, a single entry in our cow-calf pair, and we got a 5-year-old cow out here in front of us with a March heifer calf that we seen earlier in the very first class out here. But again, what a tremendous pair this is. Just a lot of power in the cow. And again, what depends on what your optimal frame size is in regards to your environment, your operation, and your goals are. But again, this cow just possesses just a lot of good things about her. Again, ultra feminine up front, and just a tremendous center body, and then has that length and that width back behind, and sits down relatively well on her feet and legs. I really love that for a 5-year-old cow. Again, there's no breaking in that udder. The suspensory tendons are all in place, and that udder's up high and tight, and it's well balanced and it's spaced evenly. Just really a nicely designed female out here. Then she transmits a lot of that growth back into that calf. When that calf came out here, it was a March heifer calf. I mean, that's all the frame size I want to have in one. But again, I can see where she gets it from. I don't know what her sire is or how big he is, but again, but from a quality standpoint, again, when you look at the cow and the calf, I mean, you can see a lot of that cow in that calf, and that's what it's all about, is that generational transfer and that improvement that we can do. She's good. She certainly hits that ground good, and she's long-bodied, and she's got a lot of power to her, and again, certainly a lot of performance. So, well, they will be your champion cow-calf pair, and give them a round of applause, because we have shown cow-calf pairs before, and it's just a lot of work to get that done. So we'll see them out here on our grand drive in just a little bit.
Results from class number 33 of your balancer count-calf pairs. Your class winner and also your champion count-calf pair goes to entry number 46, Promised a Kiss, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska. This is your first call. All balancer bulls, first call. All balancer bulls to the makeup arena. Second call, all balancer bulls. Second call, all balancer bulls to the makeup arena. Now entering the ring is your selection of your Supreme Balancer Female Champion. And at this time, we'd also like to recognize your Herdsman Award goes to Corbin Lowe of Winfield, Kansas. You say we got a picture break after this? I already got all these Gelbvieh bulls sitting here. Yeah, that's true. You just got to keep them all, scoot them. I think. This is your first call. All Cellier heifers to the makeup arena. All Cellier heifers to the makeup arena.
On our balancer side over here on our Gelbvieh show, again, it's been an honor and a pleasure to come out here to sort the cattle. And again, our numbers haven't been that large, but oh gosh, our quality has been exceptional in this division here of the balancer females out here. And we've got 6 divisions. The calf way down on the end is actually our first division winner. That was a single entry in that class in a division. But again, I'm just very pleased with, again, these are balancers, they're composites, whatever you want to call them. And again, there'll be some differences in them as we go through. But again, for the most part, what I'm looking for is sound cattle that will be functional once they get into production age or further on in production, and then females that look like females and have that feminine look, but also have some power and some fortitude to them and some formidability to pass that on to their progeny. And again, we have that. And again, the younger cattle are great. I mean, they're fresh and they're neat to look at and they're pretty. But again, as we get into our intermediates and then our junior yearlings and that, again, the cattle that take some guesswork out of it in regards to development and type and kind and just how they are structured, and they're able to keep that structure to them. And you get further down into your mature cow, and again, for one that's 5 years old from a structure standpoint, she's very, very good for the most part as you look at her when she's on the walk and on the stands. So with that, I'm not going to go through each one of them. It's just going to be repetitive as I go down the line here on these. But again, sound functional cattle that have that reproductive look to them anyway. Again, this is the game room. This is what I look for is models of what I would like my replacement females to look like at this stage of the game in the particular divisions that they come out of. Again, is the answer exactly right? Well, no, I would be a fool to say that it's exactly right. I've got a lot of confidence in what I've done and are doing and am doing out here. But again, there's lots of variables. If you're in the cow business, you know, you can have the best plan in the world, and then you go outside, and when you come in that night, nothing in the plan has worked at all. So it's that's just being in the cow business. But again, so I want to thank the breeders and the owners and the exhibitors for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for bringing your cattle out here for me to evaluate. I do appreciate it. We got a lot of good quality. I'm going to take one more look at these because I haven't quite sold myself. I can sell myself a lot of different ways here, but who's going to get the dark purple banner is just a little bit up for grabs here. So with that, I'm going to walk around one more time. I was trying to talk myself into it as I was talking, and the night's getting late and cattle getting restless. So if you would, give these breeders and exhibitors a round of applause, if you would, please.
Congratulations, your Supreme Balancer female champion goes to entry number 34, Butler's Miss Margot, 549 M1, exhibited by Kyra Moore of Fountain Run, Kentucky. And your reserve Supreme Female of your Balancer show goes to entry number 41, T-Bar S Miss 1228L, exhibited by Lainey Sasser of Edmond, Oklahoma. Second call, all Sleer heifers to the makeup arena. Second call, all Sleer heifers to the makeup arena. Attention in the barns, Mike and Megan Bishop. Please move your white Chevy 2500 immediately or it will be towed. Mike and Megan Bishop, please move your truck immediately. Third and final call, all Sleer heifers. Third and final call, all Sleer heifers to the makeup arena. Results from Class 61A of your optimizer heifers. In first place goes to entry number 46, SE Miss Ember N12, exhibited by Southern Eagle Ranch of Evington, Virginia. At this time, we'd like to introduce our judge this evening for tonight's Sleers and Optimizer show, Mr. Ty Bayer of Ringgold, Wisconsin. Ty and his family run TC Reds in central Wisconsin. Ty came back to the family farm after graduating from Colorado State with a degree in animal science. While at Colorado State, Ty was a member of the highly successful judging team. Ty and his family currently run 150 head of Angus and Red Angus And they also own and operate TC Reds. TC Reds has bred and shown champions at many levels. They sell elite show heifers throughout the year and have an annual production bull sale every February. Ty has been fortunate to judge state and national shows, including the American Royal, Charolais Junior Nationals, West Texas State Fair, and many others throughout the United States and Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our judge, Mr. Ty Bayer. Once again, third and final call, all Cellier heifers. Third and final call, all Cellier heifers. This is your first call, all Cellier bulls. First call, all Cellier bulls.
Over on our Gelbvieh side, on our purebred bull show, starting off our bull show here, we got an individual out here in front of us. Two things I really like about this bull. I like his big feet, and I like his big testicles that he has for a calf at this stage of the game. You get up above that, and then the bull gets not the most balanced one, and I just like to see just a little more overall width, a little more shape to that hind quarter. But a good bull from a foot standpoint, he's excellent.
Your Class 36 results of your senior Gelbvieh bull calves. In first place and also your champion senior Gelbvieh bull calf goes to entry number 48, Hancock, exhibited by Locust Hill Farms of Yanceyville, North Carolina.
Over on our Gelbvieh side, another single entry here in our intermediate division. Single entry in class and single entry in the division. Will be an automatic division champion here. But a bull that's certainly got, again, another one with some really huge feet on him. You get up above that, and things get. There's just some differences in this bull. I do like his overall length, and I like his strength of spine that he has, and I like his headset that he's got. His good-headed bull. This bull has got some crest for a bull at this stage of the game. It's got starting to get that masculinity to him that I like to see, and his neck-shoulder junction meet together very, very well. Get behind that, and that forerib, and that I'd like to see a little more expansion and a little more spring to rib to him. And you get in that rear 1/3, I like to see a little more width into that center and lower parts of his quarter.
Your Class 38 results for your Gelbvieh Bulls. In first place and also your champion, intermediate Gelbvieh Bull goes to entry number 489 at DNF Final Call, exhibited by Caitlin Newton of Seneca, South Carolina.
On our Gelbvieh side over here in our purebred bull show, we got a Marsh Junior yearling bull here, and then here we got one that's kind of a combination package for us here. Masculine up front, and got some muscle shape and design back behind. Got a nice turn to his top and center body dimension to him. He's got some substance of bone to him. Sits down on a good foot. We'll see him back out here in our champion drive in just a little bit.
Class 40 results of your Junior Gelbvieh Bulls. In first place and also your Junior Gelbvieh Bull champion goes to entry number 50, Perspective 4057M, exhibited by Cameron and Nowak of Bland, Missouri.
Great in terms of his length down his top line and up through his hip. I like to intensify this bull at close to the surface. In terms of his foot size along with heaviness and structure, he's maybe not as bold and opened up there from the skeletal lift all the way through. But a pair of very nice bulls as you go 1-2. Congratulations. On our Gelbvieh side over here, this is our purebred bull champion lineup here. Some differences amongst our bulls as we work through our individual divisions here. But again, 3 bulls that have some good parts and pieces to them. Again, not quite the overall combination I was hoping to find here. But again, good quality bulls and a good one to win. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but as we just had them in class here. But again, if you would, give your exhibitors here in the ring a round of applause for a nice purebred Gelbvieh bull show.
Congratulations, your grand champion Gelbvieh Bull goes to entry number 50, Perspective 4057M, exhibited by Cameron Nowak of Bland, Missouri. Your reserve grand champion Gelbvieh bull goes to entry number 49, DNF Final Call, exhibited by Caton Newton of Seneca, South Carolina.
On our Gelbvieh side over here, starting off on our balancer bull show. Again, we got a high quality bull calf here in front of us. This is a March individual here and just ties together a lot of good things. You can start at the ground and go up, and it certainly does a lot of good things for you. Nice angle to his shoulder. Get behind him and in front of him, he's got that natural width that I like to see, and plenty of it. He compensates with a nice depth of rib in relation to his frame. Long hip, long muscled bull, certainly a good kind, certainly a good product. A lot of product in this bull calf.
Results from Class 61C of your optimizer heifers. In first place goes to entry number 49, FFCC Dory 390M, exhibited by Katie Lowry of Burlingame, Kansas. Your Class 61D results. In first place goes to entry number 15, TSB Marcia 3M, exhibited by Caden Geffert of Kansas. Second place goes to entry number 50, SFS Macy 402M, exhibited by Lynn Sherry of Francisco, Indiana. Congratulations, your Grand Champion Optimizer heifer goes to entry number 49, FFCC Dory 390M, exhibited by Katie Lowry of Kansas. Your Reserve Champion Optimizer heifer goes to entry number 15, TSB Marcia 3M, exhibited by Caden Gifford of Kansas. In your Optimizer Bull Show, in first place in Class 60A goes to entry number 51, RMF Nash N14, exhibited by Rocky Meadow Farm of Rocky Mount, Virginia. Second place goes to entry number 42, RMF Noah N15, exhibited by Rocky Meadow Farm of Rocky Mount, Virginia. Your Class 60B results. In first place goes to entry number 25, KM Convoys Norman 512N, exhibited by Kylie Rianne McKay of Kansas. Second place goes to entry number 43, DJF Novak 353N, exhibited by Rocky Meadow Farm of Rocky Mount, Virginia.
On our balancer side over here, January bull calf in front of us, and again, another good individual, really nicely made. I love the extension this bull has in regards to how he's made back behind. Big and explosive in through that center part of his body, wide-topped, thick-ended bull. Bullet's got a nice testicular development. I like the way he sits down on those hind two and's got some cushion in his pastern. I like to move him back in his knee just ever so slightly, but again, a good January bull calf, certainly got a lot of performance to him. balancer side over here. Again, another nice individual here that comes to us with a lot of fortitude about him. Bull that certainly has that length of body and length of side and length of spine and strength of spine that I like to see. Long hip, long muscle. Bull takes a nice long stride. Bull that sits back in his knee and sits down comfortably on those fronts as he moves around. Again, the bull sits down good on those hind two. I'd like to maybe move him and get him just a little wider behind it between those hocks. But again, a bull that's got just a lot of quality to him.
Your Class 43 results are your Spring Balancer Bull Calves. In first place goes to entry number 53, and also your Spring Balancer Bull Calf champion at Adrenaline in 512, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska. Your Class 45 results of your Balancer Bulls in first place, and also your Junior Balancer Bull Calf champion goes to entry number 54, PMTD Black Ice 553N, exhibited by Tillman Durosset of Glasgow, Kentucky. Your Class 47 results in first place, and also your champion Senior Balancer Bull Calf goes to VER Lux 4220M, exhibited by JGP Gelbvieh of Lathrop, Missouri.
On our Gelbvieh side and our Balancer Bull show here, again, the black and red bull come to us, and they are early junior yearlings out here. Again, two nice bulls, differences between the two, but I'm going to use the black bull. I just like his straightness of lines, and I like the way he carries himself in that upper 1/3. Longer and leveler from hook to pin area versus the red bull, and that's where he really accentuates him in that regard, a little higher and wider and through his pin set. I like the way he's made in his underline and his sheath, just really nice and neat. Nice extension up and through his front 1/3. Again, just a nice bull. When you look at him from the side and you kind of question, has he got enough behind? And that's where, if you look at him from behind, you think he's probably got a little more to him when you look from the side. But that bull's got a lot of dimension to him in through that center and lower parts of his quarter. Another bull that's really thick made and wide made is this red bull here. Again, from his hooks forward, I like the way this bull is made. It's the way he sits down on those front two, and I like the way his knee is designed. He comes to us in his working clothes pretty much, but again, a good kind of bull. He's got some extension and masculinity up and through his front 1/3. Where he gets a little different for me is in that rear 1/3. I'd like to lengthen his hook to pin area versus the bull that wins the class. Tends to want to drop off in his tail head just ever so slightly, and that lowers that pin setting. But again, a good kind of bull, lots of growth and lots of performance, lots of good in that one.
Results of class number 49 of your Junior Balancer Bulls in first place goes to entry number 58. And also your champion junior balancer bull goes to DNF Iced Out, exhibited by Caitlin Newton of Seneca, South Carolina. Second place goes to entry number 59, JBM M2 Maverick, exhibited by Merle Farms of Kentucky.
On our balancer side over here, single entry in this last division of balancers here, and this is a September 2-year-old. Again, a bull that comes to us just pretty complete, and I like the way he's made it the ground. I like his knee set and the way his hock sets into him. He's cushioned at his pasterns. You get up above that, and the bull certainly gives you a lot of quality in regards from an overall thickness standpoint. He's thick down his top. He's thick out in wide set in through his pin area. He's got some thickness in through that center and lower parts of his quarter. Big, bold sprung. Again, a bull that just transitions very, very nicely from end to end. Certainly a bull, for as masculine as he is, has that extension and that good look about him. Just a nice, complete individual. We'll see him back out here in a minute for our champion bull.
Results from class number 51 of your senior balancer bulls. In first place, and also your champion senior balancer bull, goes to entry number 61, Big Sean 2390L, exhibited by Cody Brown of Dwight, Kansas. Results from your Salier heifers. Your class 5 winner and also your champion junior heifer calf goes to entry number 3, Miss Queen Violet N17, exhibited by Southern Eagle Ranch of Evington, Virginia. First place in Class 6 and also your reserve junior heifer calf champion goes to entry number 4, SE Miss Georgie N5, exhibited by Southern Eagle Ranch of Evington, Virginia. Your Class 9 results. In first place goes to entry number 7 and also your champion senior heifer calf, KMLC's Maisie 420M, exhibited by Kaylee Ryan McKay of Kansas.
Selection of our champion bull over here on our balancer side. Again, it's been an honor and a pleasure to stand here on the green shavings in Louisville to select cattle out here in our Gelbvieh show at this year's North American. Again, I want to thank the Commonwealth of Kentucky for providing an excellent facility, as they always do. Probably one of the finest show rings in the country. It's level, it's flat, it's green, it's bright, it's good, and it's just a lot of good things come out of this ring, and we've had some success in this ring here. But again, I want to thank the Commonwealth of Kentucky and also all the staff at the North American for giving me the opportunity to come here. Paige Dubin giving me the call. Warren Beeler, John Chisholm, guys that just do a great job in getting us in and out of here. And for what we got to work with this year, I think it's going rather swimmingly from an exhibitor standpoint on my end anyway. Then also I'd like to thank the breeders and the owners and the exhibitors of these cattle for bringing an excellent set. Not a lot of bulls out here. In fact, this is just about all the bull show out here on the balancer side. And again, high quality individuals out there. And you can do some different things out here. But again, high quality bulls. And again, bulls that I look for have got to have some masculinity to them. They got to be structurally sound. They got to have some muscle to them. They got to have some shape to them. And they got to have some fortitude to them, because that's what drives. Nothing drives your herd forward more than a good herd sire. And we got some candidates out here that can do that. So also thank you to all of you for staying around and listening to me out here and placing the cattle. So if you would please give the exhibitors and breeders a round of applause for putting on an excellent show, and also the North American.
Congratulations, your grand champion balancer bull goes to entry number 61, Big Shot 2390L, exhibited by Cody Brown of Dwight, Kansas. Your reserve grand champion balancer bull goes to entry number 53, Adrenaline N512, exhibited by September Farms of Franklin, Nebraska.